Hello, hello, everyone, for another episode of Ask Audrey. And everything is being held by a wing and a prayer. So, hopefully, everyone's doing okay. I am your lovely host, Audrey Codner. And yes, girlfriends, got a microphone. So, this is the best thing about tutoring. Hello, Lex. This is the best thing about tutoring when your clients, when there's a little celebration for Christmas. And I remember when I was a teacher, I would get the mugs. We all know about the mugs. But my client said, you know what? Go ahead and get an Amazon card. You go, girl. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try to do a podcast. And she said, you know what? You should use your card to get a microphone so you can have that whole welcome to NPR type of thing going on for your podcast. So, this lovely setup is a gift from one of my clients. So, this is one of the things. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming on in. And I really just wanted to put something together for my tutoring family. So, let's kind of get started. It all started not in the beginning of time. We don't want to go that far back, but it all started with when I finally decided I need to get out of the classroom. And a lot of you guys have heard this story many times, but I'm going to say it again. And once I made that decision, talked to my principal, and then 2 weeks later, bam, COVID hit. So I saw that it could be a blessing and a curse, but I also saw that as a moment to, yep, Audrey, it's time for you to get out of the classroom and to expand. My very first year, I did a lot of programs, a lot of programs. And I really wanted to reach out and try to figure out this whole thing called online tutoring. So once I kind of did a couple of programs, it just always felt like there was just something missing. And I think, some people really wanted to put a lot of emphasis. It was like 8 weeks or 10 weeks, or some people 12 weeks. And you did all the work, you did all the assignments, you did all the reading, and you get really excited about it. And then you're like, it's time for you to do it. And you're like, I don't know what to do. Just so lost. So I want to do this thing called tutoring, but how do I get clients? And a lot of people will make suggestions like, hey, why don't you go on a Facebook group? And then guess what? You get kicked out. And then all of a sudden, because you're just there, like, hey, I have a tutoring company, hire me. And a lot of people are like, no, no, I don't know you. So there's a tactic, there's a way. And it took me a while to figure all that out. So after a while, my first year, I had 4 clients. No shame in my game. I had a total of 4 clients. All those kids basically graduated last year. And it just seemed like, okay, how do I do this? So I did a little more research, talked to more people. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, there is a niche around this. There is like a way, a structure. And I was getting bits and pieces, but it just wasn't clicking with my little brain, because, we all learn and we all connect in different ways. So when it comes down to that whole how to get clients, and I was thinking of it more of like too much as a structured business person. But then I was like, I'm losing who I am. So then I learned, oh, let me be me. But at the same time, how can I kind of chisel that wall so I could fit the key into the door so I could open the door and I can come in and tell people that, hey, this is what I do. So it took a couple years. So after a lot of ups and lots of failures, I tried to figure things out that worked for me. And I noticed that when I shared a lot of this stuff with other people, it started working for them too. So that's really the premise behind what I like to call this lead generation. That's what I'm trying to call it, lead generation challenge. So I'm making it into a challenge because it's only going to be for 5 days. And with this 5-day challenge, it's let me move close to the mic. It's free. FREE, free. Okay. Yeah. All of a sudden, like more people start chiming in. As soon as I say, okay, this is free. What? Boom. Everybody's starting to come on in there. But it's true. Now, I feel like it's something that needs to be addressed. And I can give you the guidance of it to try to show you exactly what I used to go from 4 students my first year to like 140 in a matter of 2 years. Craziness, and still building. And the funny part is I got 2 new clients today. School hasn't started yet, but a lot of people are trying to get a lot of information before they can really go into it. And I've been looking in Facebook groups. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little stalker when it comes to certain things, especially when I'm trying to find people that really want the assistance and just want to answer relatively right away. So when I see a lot of people, and the first thing that they do when they're talking about tutoring is, how do I get clients? I love when people from other parts of the country will come and message me like, I need clients. I'm like, well, no, duh. I think all of us need clients. That's the whole reason why we're doing all this. But it's not so much of just filling out a paper or putting out just a post. You're really putting a lot of you out there. And a lot of the things that I'm going to say is probably not perfectly brand spanking new, but I just put like a special little twist to it to make it more realistic. So when I'm doing my lead generations, I figured like instead of me just staying here one time only and just rambling off everything that I do, I figured I'm like, you know what? Let me put a challenge together so people can like understand, I can teach to the masses. And then if people want additional, maybe one-to-one type of guidance, we can talk more about that when it gets closer. Now, putting these challenges together, this is insanity. Thank you so much. Sherry, this is insanity. So if you ever met anybody that put like a summit together, you'll see all those advertising and like, oh, this is a summit. There's a webinar, and here's all these other great things. This is a lot of work because they have like several other people to kind of help them structure it, to kind of brainstorm off of it. I have a few people that help me brainstorm, but when it comes to the work, all of it has to come from moi. And it is insane. But it is something that one thing that keeps me going, that keeps me waking up early in the morning and say, all right, I need to do a video because I did a video last night. And guess what? We had a big storm come through. And then I had to do the video again. And guess what? Something happened. Someone was playing around with the electrics. And then I had to do the video again. Like there has to be some kind of strength in a person that wants to keep it going. But see, for me, I'm going to be transparent. It's not easy. You know, everyone thinks that, oh, you could just be a tutor and it'll be just all great and grand. And it's so easy. All I have to do is just roll out of bed and that's it, and just do some tutoring. And then I could just go off to the Swiss Alps and just go yodeling. That sounds like a good idea. But no, it's a lot of work that comes behind it. So when it comes down to trying to find clients, you have to really dig deep. First thing, before you can do anything, and especially in this challenge, let me break down the 5 days. So there's a little antics that's going on before we get into that 5 day program. The first thing, like on any program that you ever deal with, we have to talk about mindset. Now, if you're anything like me, I was a teacher in the classroom for over 18 years. I'm still teaching, so I still consider those years. And with that being in mind, I had to basically shed my little martyr skin, if it may sound like that. I know it sounds gross, but really, sometimes that's what it had to be. I had to change my mindset before I can do anything. I can't carry that. Oh, let me do a lot of stuff for you for free. Let me do a lot of things for nothing, little to nothing. I can't do that. Okay. I really can't do that because now I'm not just running a little business. I hate when people say that. Oh, it's just a little business. No, it's actually a part of me. It's my passion. It's my dedication. I have even one of my many favorite students here listening to me on Instagram. And my whole thing is it's their understanding. It's their growth. It's what drives me. I love to teach. I hate the craziness that goes with classroom teaching. But once I became a tutor and I made that full on decision, now I see my students in a different light. Now I see my students and more so like I'm translating what the teacher is actually saying. So, in order for me to do any kind of program, we have to make sure that you are in the right mindset, that this is something that is going to be for you. Why not find out if tutoring is the thing for you before you invest money, time, and also your spiritual awakening before you go diving deep into it? And then all of a sudden you're hating it and it's going to show up in the classroom, it's going to show up in your sessions. So you want to make sure that this is something that you want to do. So once we figure out the mindset, and I like to call it the teacher to tutor transition or the mindset shift, if I must say, I have to emphasize it because some people will think I'm saying another word. So before I go into day one, if you are watching the replay, go ahead and hit hashtag replay. If you're watching the live, hit hashtag live because we're going to help with the algorithm. So everyone's like, so, all right, there you go. All right. So when it comes down to that very first day, after we talk about mindset, then we're going to try to figure out how does lead generation fit into this whole, I want to say like ecosystem of tutoring. There's a lot of bits and pieces that happens in tutoring. It's always, as I like to say, you have the very beginning of it, then you have the middle, then you have the end. So you're trying to figure out how does lead generation kind of fit into all this? Like how does it fit? It's going to be a part of the marketing, but that's not the only thing you can do for marketing. You also have to worry about your onboarding. You also have to worry about your client retention because it's great that you can get a client, but you got to learn how to keep them. So that's going to be happening all on day one. So for day two, I'm going to kind of unlock what's going on in Facebook and in TikTok. Those are the two places that I grow. There's a lot of other people that grow on Instagram. There's a lot of people that grows on Snapchat. There's a lot of people that's growing on LinkedIn. And my whole thing, I felt like I get maybe because of my personality, especially with Facebook and with TikTok. And we all know people are very protective of their groups, especially myself. So I kind of have like some suggestions of what you can do to basically go to a group and stay in there and not get kicked out. Yes, that's the whole thing. So, especially with TikTok, it's like how not to get bananaed. If you're on TikTok, you understand it. So that's day two. So, day three, boom, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people really should be doing. Do not sleep on this tactic: how to get flyers out. Now, there's some people that are like, Audrey, I'm in a remote town. There is no one here. I have a town with one stoplight and we run it every day. So, how do I use flyers? So, just because you're making a flyer doesn't necessarily has to be just a physical flyer. It could be also a digital flyer that you can use to introduce yourself to so many other people. And I know it's not brand spanking new and everyone's thinking like, "Oh, that's kind of oldish," but it's very tactical. Didn't I tell you I got a couple new clients today? All from a flyer that I got from a local coffee shop. This stuff works, okay? So then that's day three. On day four, we're going to dig a little bit deeper. We're going to look at video. And I know there's some people like, oh, I just rather do a cardstock photo and then I'm going to get my clients that way. Okay. How's that working? It's not working at all, is it? Okay. So that means people need to see your personality. Even if you have, as you, some people will call it, a dry personality, or even if you're like very like rambunctious and in people's faces, people need to see that because they want to know, are you going to be a good connection to their child? So they need to know if your personality is going to match up with their child's personality and vice versa. Because it's not just you guys meeting up, it's really connection. I always like to say, I want to be in the Christmas letter. You know, like how some people will write a Christmas letter, like, little Johnny passed his math class today. It was so fabulous. Like, I want to be the next daughter. And we would like to introduce our new daughter, Audrey, at the rightful age of 51, um, to our new group. So things like that needs to be addressed. Okay. So all that can be shown through video. And the videos don't have to be hour long as I'm sitting here rambling for about 15 minutes, right? Right? Exactly. Exactly, Alex. I mean, this is what it is. Now, that was day 4. Now, day 5, the day is all about you, boo boo. All you. Okay. So, those are the times that you can ask your questions. So, throughout the whole week, I'm sitting there telling people, hey, write down your questions. It doesn't matter how big or how small you think the question is, write it down. So, then this is the time that you can ask me anything relating to tutoring. Okay. Like, why is life the way it is? Don't know. I'm existing it just as much as you are, boo. So we're just trying to figure everything out. But when it comes to tutoring, how can I break these concepts down? I'm trying to really do something with my video. Hey, all right, well, let's come on with a call, which I have like a 15-minute sign up that you can sign up for a 15-minute call and we can break those concepts down a little bit further. So I really want you to do well because you can make money tutoring. But it's sometimes I always feel like it's not just about the money. The money is going to come. And I know, like, oh, Audrey, I need to make money. Everybody needs to make money. Everybody has bills. It doesn't matter if you're like Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, everybody's got bills, right? So, in order for you to make that connection, to make that money, you have to understand who you are. So that's that mindset. You have to understand what your systems are, how you're going to speak to your potential clients. And then you're going to have to figure out how the relationship's going so you can have that client retention and try to get your clients to basically be ambassadors to your business. Then soon enough, all this craziness that you're doing for lead generations, marketing, which for me, I'm a solopreneur. I'm it. Like I don't have a team. Someone's doing my marketing, someone's doing my all this other stuff. I am basically it. So I'm like one of those people that if you're just starting, I get it. Been there, done that, still kind of doing it, but I'm playing a little bit smarter than harder. So when I have this challenge, I'm breaking down these main components that you can use right here, right now, that you don't have to wait weeks later to actually apply. So if you really think about it, like the challenge, even though it's free, you have someone that you can talk to. And I'm not going to have you talk to another one of my coaches or some other person that you've never seen before. It's all going to be me. So I know most of the business people are like, Audrey, you're going to burn yourself out. And I'm like, well, burn, baby, burn. No, just kidding. But for the most part, I really do want to connect with people. And that's my whole thing. I don't like to do pre recordings. Replays is one thing. I really want you to have access to the replays and everything. But the initial, I want you to see me. I want you to meet me. I want you to basically ask me questions because I don't want you to have to like try to work your way through it and then you're just going to get discouraged. And just the mere thought of anyone going back to the classroom or back to a job that you absolutely hated just pains me. We only have one life, people. Why not live it to your fullest? Why not take control of your life? Is it going to be hard? Yes. Are you going to love it at times? Yes. Are you going to go cry in the corner sometimes? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Because I feel like, am I going to, have a ship, but own my own yacht? Like, no. Is that my dream? I don't know. I'll take it if it comes. But all I know is I wanted all my bills to be paid. I'm able to save some money. I'm able to go on vacation if I want to go on vacation. I want all of it. And I'm going to go for it. Exactly, Alex. Why not go all the above? Why hold yourself back? because when you feel like, for me, I'm a type of person, I learn and I move forward. I don't go backwards because going backwards doesn't make any sense to me. So right now, I might have another 50 years underneath my belt and I'm going to live it. So why not let me help you live it? All right. So how you can get in touch with me? You can actually hit me on the DMs. Look at me swinging some lingo out there. So you can go to my DMs. You can go to my Solo 2 ACG math tutoring. That will give you everything about me. It's like everything except for my blood type. Like it's ridiculous. Like everything from my tutoring, everything from my basketball career. I used to coach, I used to teach. All that is on there. So if you want to know about me, minus my blood type, go ahead and go to that. Right. So that's also a link in my bio if you wanted to look at that. If you want, because this is going to definitely be a requirement, you can go to my Facebook group, From the Classroom to Online Tutoring, which is a virtual community. Try to say that 5 times fast. No. But it's a place where I have all my recordings. It's a place where you can actually a safe space that you can ask any of your questions. How you feeling? Really going to give you a response. So if you're interested in that, just go to Facebook and type in From the Classroom to Online Tutoring, and it'll just boop, pop on up. And just answer the 4 questions. Stop being lazy. A lot of people think you're automatically going to jump in. No, ma'am. If you don't ask those questions, I will definitely message you and say, can you please answer those questions? Because I take that information seriously because I want to make sure that I'm providing the proper information that you need so you can excel. So it's just a simple 4 questions. And in closing, so I will be on again by myself. That's all right. On Two Tutors Talking, which happens every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this time I'm going to talk about the difference between 504 and IEPs. So, for those that don't know, Two Tutors Talking is just a place where I share a lot of instinct and a lot of expertise. But I also talk to another tutor who is basically displaying their information. How do they tutor? What do they notice in their tutoring systems? And what are they doing about it? So it's just something to help parents out to make a decision because they always say, my child needs a tutor, but I don't know where to go. So I'm like, I'm going to create a podcast all about it. But this time I really started looking into my special ed students that are coming back. And I notice a lot of them are either in private schools, some of them are in Catholic schools. And it's kind of like, how can we go around that whole IEP 504 so the kids are getting the support that they need? Because a lot of us know that the whole fact of idea is really for public education. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tomorrow at 11 a.m. on, I'm going to be, since it's just me, it's going to be Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And I will actually do the replay on my YouTube channel, ACG Math Tutoring. All right. So that is all for me. So again, I will definitely want on the replay, I will put the link to how to get into the challenge. I'm going to be posting like a crazy woman. And the challenge is starting when? Monday. Yeah, this coming Monday, the 14th. I know. It's free. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm getting ready for school. All right. But it starts on the 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there's almost little to no excuse. You can go in there. You can sign up for it. It's a perfect time for if you're on the West Coast. It's a perfect time if you're international. I've had people come to my masterminds from England, and when I had it at 7:30 at night Eastern Standard Time, that means it's midnight in England. And she came to every session. No excuse, people. No excuse. All right. So again, come if you want the challenge, go ahead. I'm going to put the link on the replay. I'm also going to have it on my Solo 2 account. And you can also see the link in my bio. All right. So guys, take care. Have a great night. This is Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. And again, if you were watching it live, hit hashtag live. If you were watching the replay, hit hashtag replay because we want to get the algorithm. All right. So have a great night. Take care, guys. Bye.